Well, hello to Jeepatronics again. Uh, I was interested in showing you a construction toy called Rokenbok. Rokenbok comes in essentially two types. It comes in a classic version that has these little keys that go in there, and you can have up to 8 vehicles controlled through one controller. And then it also comes with a newer type designed for younger children. You can run 2 of these vehicles at the same time. The newer type either has a fixed version of this with a little red button in it, or it comes like this with just a button that you press there. I'm also using it with the classic Rokenbok construction equipment. So this is classic, this is new. If it has a yellow controller, then it's the new type. And I should mention that Rokenbok stopped making this quite recently, and so really the only way to get a hold of it is through Amazon, have a little bit of it, and there's quite a lot more used stuff from eBay. So I'll see if I can control this properly. Notice I've tipped the balls into this, and that automatically turns on the ball lift, and then the ball lift will sort out the different coloured balls. So the red balls will come down here and end up in this, and the blue balls are shooting all over the place. There they are. I'll put something there to stop it. As you can guess, the blue balls are bigger, and so they pass over this sort, and the red balls are smaller. So that's basically how it works. Quite simple. I'll take the vehicle out of the way. First of all, I'll send it down, and then we'll just back it up. There. So that's that part. I will show you something of the technique involved in building these things. It's fairly unique. It comes with essentially long parts that are essentially girders, and then joiners. And the joins you can put on and then snap things together. Whoops, a little bit tough to get together, possibly for younger children. It takes a little bit of work to show them how to do it. You have to essentially lock it in place on the bottom and then just rotate it over. And I'll do that this way, and then there. A bit more difficult to rotate when you've got the end of a square. So now I could add additional bits on there, like this, and essentially make a cube, except I've lost my other bits, but you can see the concept. So it goes together fairly quickly, and essentially a Lego-like concept, but you're building larger structures and can do, I think, more interesting things with them. So what do we have here? Something that's built using that system, and if I take apart some of these things, then you'll be able to see how I constructed it in the first place. I should mention that one of the things you can do with this is you can drive up to there, back up to it, and it'll drop the balls in, and then you can bring it up to the top and drop them off. And there's also another vehicle similar to this that has a sort of lift on the front, and so you can drive that into the ramp here, lift the things up and drop them in the back. And there's another one that is like a power sweeper. You drive it forward, has a little drum underneath, and it will pick them up as you drive along. So anyway, if I take away the top pieces here, it's fairly obvious how I built this. So if I stripped off all of these little pieces as well, you can see that what I have here is just an extended version of this. So the same thing that I did here, you can do with that. This rock sorter is battery powered, and if I'm able to detach it here, let's see if I can do that. Well, I'll tell you what, instead of detaching it, I'll just turn it around so that you can see how I did attach it. And then, as I said, sometimes a little difficult to detach, and so what they give you is this little tool, and you can slide the little tool. I think I probably put this on the wrong way because I don't see how I get my little tool under there. But let me see. Tell you what, if I put this in there, I'd be able to leverage it off. Oh, there's some difficulty evidently. There we go. So if I put this on the right way, like that, then I'd just be able to snap that off, like that. And once I got that off, fairly easy to take the other one off. So let's actually go about and do this the right way. So there's evidently a little cutout here, and so there's a cutout. Put the same one here. So now those are easy to get off, and then these I just have to slide into place. No big deal. So as I say, snap them off like that. Okay, got the idea? So I take that out. You noticed I put a cross beam in here because I'm just holding this by these 2 points here, and then it rests on that. But this, in essence, is all you have to build in order to do this little construction toy that I had. I added to this a little chute, and then the little 90-degree turn chute at the bottom, so that the balls will be directed down into this little retainer. And then when I press that, they can come out and fall into the truck. Here I needed to go a little bit further around, so I put 4 of these together and had the ball come down here, shoot off, and then drop into my little ball catcher, like that. So that, in essence, is how I built this. Let's put it all back together again. I think I had it like that. There we go. And then I put this like that. And then I filled in these spaces here with little plates. And these plates, as you might notice, they are set up so that you could actually build Lego on them, which I suppose that turned out not to be a proprietary technology from Lego, and so lots of people make these sort of plates that you can build Lego there. And then these just slide on the end. You notice that I have a special plate here because otherwise, unfortunately, the truck doesn't sort of get up here, it gets stuck. Would have been better if I'd used 2 high blocks so that it wouldn't, so instead of 3 high, if I'd used 2 high, would have been less of a problem. So let's put it all back together, and you notice that I could remove ramps off. Oh, this side I could have a ramp, that side I could have a ramp, so I could put one there like that, or I could have a ramps on all of those spots. So let's see if we can demonstrate it one more time. I'll collect some of the blue balls so that you understand the concept. And we'll check out my driving skills. If I turn it on. Then we'll check out my driving skills. See how that sort of tries to tip back on you if you're not careful. Oops, and I better... Often you have to do a little bit of wiggle like this to line it up. There you go, and then you put it where you want it. And I think in this case you press the A button, A goes up, B goes down. This particular vehicle doesn't have a function for the X and Y. Some of the other vehicles do have a function for that. There's a little light in the bottom of this rock lift so that when the little ball, or the little rocks I guess, break the beam, then it turns it on. So there they go all over the place again. So, I think it's a fun toy, and I think it can be used to engage young minds and give them a sense that they can develop toys like this themselves. They can use their imagination to put this together in a lot of different ways. I know when I was young I had something similar called Meccano, and frankly it probably changed my life, is the truth of the matter. I learned how to put things together. Started off with Meccano. Next I moved to bicycles, and I guess even now I still fix my own car. So maybe it has some negative consequences. All right, well, thank you for watching. Appreciate your time. Bye-bye.